Well, Tim Markham got too close to the official. So he's been asked to step off a little bit. They allow you on the field, and you see him standing in front of the New Jersey bench, but too close to the official, so a warning is. Willis in motion. Tipped at the line of scrimmage. Ashley was the intended receiver. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Inside close. Lucky 22. Outside plus.
Home with the old lucky 22, man.
Well, we'll see how lucky it is for the Red Dogs. Trailed by a score of 7-0.
Control right. Number 55. Willie White got a piece of that last pass.
Willis and Ashley split to the left. Double bounce action. Ashley, the man who's isolated. He is the intended receiver, but couldn't hold on. Samuels and Harris on the coverage. And it'll be 3rd and 10.
Ashley came on a quick slant over the middle. Garcia just a little bit too much on the pass.
Let's go right. 89 in right on Ribbon.
Garcia 2 for 5 this evening.
Sets up a 3rd and 10.
Go! Black 88! Black 88! The hut!
Has some time. Intercepted by Samuels. He has some room. Finally brought down as he gets near the 20. A turnover. Lawrence Samuels with the interception. And good field position off the turnover and the return for Tampa Bay.
Give credit to that defensive line. They're getting a lot of push on Garcia. Pocket's going to come right back on him. Samuels right there, number 22. The only receiver, but he's for Tampa Bay. Storm makes the interception, takes it back to the 19-yard line.
22-yard return. And the ball marked at the 19-yard line. And the Storm leading by a score of 7-0 in good field position here. 3:57 to play. Garcia on the sideline. Throwing his 5th interception of the season. Expect that make it 6 on the season for Garcia. So Tampa Bay has the ball. A timeout has been called on the field. Tampa Bay 3-1. As we mentioned last year, they went to the semifinals, losing to eventual Arena Bowl champion Arizona in overtime. They finished the regular season at 8-6. 4 times Tampa Bay has won the Arena Bowl in 91, 93, 95, and in 96. John Humpnagel's team in its 2nd year of operation got off to a great start last year at 8-1, stumbled toward the finish line and were eliminated in the quarterfinals.
Well, they really stumbled toward that finish line due to injuries. They got beat up the second part of the season.
Willis going for it all. He's got Samuels and a touchdown.
Samuels comes out in a crossing pattern. Nobody's going to pick him up in the middle of the field. 2 big plays in a row.
For Samuels, his 4th touchdown reception of the season.
Left side of your screen. Samuels going to come on a crossing pattern. There he is, wide open. And for the easy score.
So Nitmo will come on for the extra point. So off the interception by Samuels. Samuels grabbing the touchdown pass, and the extra point is good. And so that'll make the score 14-0 with 2:56 to play in the first period. New Jersey looking to get on the board here at home. High score. Hard stuff. In your face football action. New Jersey Red Dogs Arena Football. The 50-yard indoor war. It's coming again this summer to the Continental Airlines Arena.
New Jersey Red Dogs Arena Football gives fans the heart-pounding football action and excitement they deserve. Athleticism, high energy, electricity, and scoring compressed into the 50-yard indoor battlefield where every fan is so close they're part of the action. Football, fireworks, pandemonium. Taste the thrill of New Jersey Red Dogs Arena Football this summer at the Continental Airlines Arena. Call 1-888-RED-DOG for ticket information. That's 1-888-RED-DOG. It's a party that's the best value in entertainment and the fastest-growing sport anywhere.
Back at the Continental Airlines Arena, Tampa Bay has just scored to take a 14-0 lead. This is the first of 4 AFL games we'll have for you on Fox Sports New York. Take a look at the man who just scored the second touchdown for Tampa Bay. That's number 22, Johnny Samuels. Samuels completed that touchdown catch with his first interception of the year. Ball not returned. First time we've seen that. Ball brought out to the 5, first and 10 for New Jersey. Talk about it. Carl Reuter is with us tonight and throughout the year. Let's take it downstairs. Carl.
Hey, Matt, it doesn't matter that it's the Red Dogs' house. These Tampa Bay fans have come down in force. Warren Samuel is the big guy here from number 22, and it says it doesn't matter. It's storming in the Red Dog house. This Tampa Bay team has a lot of support that has made the trek from the south up here to the north.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. And those supporters enjoying what they've seen thus far. Larry Ray Willis run out of bounds near the first down marker.
Okay, 26, I think. Yeah.
Well, 22 lucky last time wasn't all that lucky for you.
26 ISO on
Let's see
first
what
down.
26 ISO is all about.
Go!
It's a handoff from Perry, close to a first down. Perry, in his second year in the league, brought down by Les Farley and Niall Wyron.
Up for a first down.
1:40 left to play in the first quarter. Tampa Bay leading 14-0. Willis gets the running start. Garcia with some time gets it to Willis across midfield and more. Caught up and pushed out of bounds at the 20 by Johnny Harris. But the Red Dogs on the move.
But that's the key, Matt. That offensive line has to give Garcia time to go back. It's only a 3 to 5 step drop. Set himself and then find the receiver. Everything's happening so fast. Another look at it. Watch Garcia. 3 steps. He sets himself. There's Willis, makes the reception, picks up the first down.
14 yards on the completion. Ball at the 20.
Black 88, the hat.
Under some pressure, Garcia fires it. Incomplete. Ashley grabbed it but was out of bounds. You are able to grab the ball and lean against the board. But the official...
They're going to say he hit the board before he made the reception.
Catch it and lean, you're okay. Lean and catch it, no good.
Another look at it. Alvin Ashley does a post right out there. Watch him hit the board before he makes the reception. Right there, doesn't have control of the ball.
And you got to be tough. I mean, a timeout called with 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You got to be tough. It's bad enough you're going to get hit, but to run into the board at the same time.
Right? Oh, next left. Yeah. Oh, right, next left. I know. Next left, next loop. Okay, let's go. Get it done. Let's go.
John Huffnagel, the head coach of the New Jersey Red Dogs. Aaron Garcia is the quarterback. Second in the AFL in pass rating and moved his rating up on his effort last week 27 for 40 for 342 yards. Yards and touchdowns, career highs for 8 TDs last week.
So left, X left, X loop, right, double screen, on red, ready? You heard Aaron Garcia, double screen, he's going to look one way, could dump it off the other way. Strike 88, to hit!
Off the screen, this is Rob Stanovich. Stanovich is driven into the board as the horn sounds for the end of the first quarter.
Stanovich is a bulldozer.
Big boy Rob Stanovich, 6'3", 270 pounds. We'll come back, talk about it some more after this. The first quarter has been completed. Tampa Bay leading by a score of 14-0. Get out of the way!
This is a demonstration of how people view you at Miller Time. Results based on studies using Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Rebecca Romaine. Your results may vary.
Here is the first hole of the Cooper Tire Invitational, a par 8,000. Quick update. Earlier leader Arnold Palmer from in front of a pesky giant O. Then he found the rough and lots of it. Yet he seems to be moving along quite well. Bill?
Thanks, Jim. Arnie, what are you using on this rough terrain? Cooper tires. All right, you heard it. Arnie, 6,020.
The world is your course. Drive on.
Yeah, baby. My job? Let's just say I dabble in the market. Your number? Oh, if you insist. Oh, yes, I have been working out. 50 tell? Hey, where's mine?
Coffee Coolada from Dunkin' Donuts. Coffee, just this side of frozen.
Big Game James and the Iceman.
I've been in that situation.
Expert analysis only the pros know.
That's not smart basketball.
Weeknights, Craig Simpson and James Worthy take you inside
Okay, let's go to the Fox scope.
and tell it like it is.
You can't play like that if you want to win.
Worthy, Simpson, these guys pull no punches. Now what was he thinking? Fox Sports News Primetime, weeknights at 10 on Fox Sports New York.
Rob Stanovich getting a little break after that last run of his. Watch it, he'll make the reception. It's a little screen out, but watch what he does afterwards. Johnny Harris, number 3, taking a ride. Woo! Up and over the board.
On the play, New Jersey picked up a first down, so as we begin action in the second quarter, it's 1st and 10, but we have a stop in play because the game clock shows 7:52. So that'll give us a time to check in with Carl Reuter.
Matt, down here with the president of the Red Dogs, Joe Morris. And Joe, this is the exact spot where we just saw that guy come tumbling over the board. That never happened to you when you were playing, did it?
No, Carl, never happened. Haven't never that close. It's dangerous down here sometimes.
Talk about this second season here, Red Dogs football.
Well, it's been exciting. We're 2-2. We're struggling a little bit, but hey, we'll hopefully get back on track tonight.
This guy runs around more than some of the players. You got a lot of hats that you wear down here.
Well, I wear a lot of hats. I got to get things out, get things done. Have a good time with it, though.
Hey, you know, a couple of guys that I see running around the building here, Harry Carson, former New York Giant, former teammate, Bruce Hopper, former teammate of Marty Lyons from the Jets. These guys are out here and they're support, I guess.
Yeah, they're very much supportive, and they're great guys, and any of our fans who meet them know they're great guys.
We're going to put a uniform on you, and we're going to see you come out here and play some more, huh?
I don't think so, Carl.
Don't you want Big Marty, number 93, chasing you?
No, not anymore. I've had enough of Marty.
Hey, Marty, look at that. Joe's already backing off. He knows the interview's over. He don't want to be stopped. Joe, thanks for your time.
From this Carl, I probably still couldn't catch him.
Off the handoff, loss on the play. Ron Perry taking a handoff of Tampa Bay, snuffing that one out. Andre Bowden on the stop.
Watch Bowden, number 30, shooting the gap. Number 77, Stewart, supposed to pick him up. Misses the block.
Willie Wyatt also in there for Tampa Bay, number 55. Take a look at the bloodstained jersey of Andre Bowden. Scored the first touchdown in this game. On second and goal from the 14, Garcia, touchdown to Willis. So New Jersey has gotten on the board. Larry Ray Willis shaken up a little bit. You see him grimacing as he comes off the field. But on the 14-yard touchdown pass, it's now 14-6.
Watch how strong Aaron Garcia's arm is. He goes back. He's got to drill this one. It's got to be a strike. Larry Ray Willis in for the score.
For Willis, his 10th touchdown of the season, 10th receiving touchdown. He's now down along the sideline, getting stretched out. That looks like a cramp. Steve Viditek on for the extra point. And it's good. So on the second play of the second quarter, New Jersey has taken advantage and moved within 7 of Tampa Bay on this touchdown pass to Larry Ray Willis. We'll come back to the Continental Airlines Arena after this.
What? Did you hear?
Hear what?
No, really? I didn't know. I had no idea.
What? What?
Pitney Bowes spelled tough.
No.
Yes, a full line of highly reliable analogs with state-of-the-art digital color and network systems. Awarded the most outstanding copier line of 1997 by Byers Laboratories. Pitney Bowes is the right smart copier for your office.
I don't believe it.
Believe it. Pitney Bowes copier. The smart choice.
Hole 9 of the Cooper Tire Invitational. Short par 3,000. Quick recap, our leader, a nice layup. A great 4-iron here in Manhattan, and this tough pitch from behind the giant green monster. Bill?
Thanks, Jim. Let's listen in.
Nice ball on these Cooper tires. Good grip.
Back to you, Jim.
A quick peek to the back 9, starting off in Belgium.
The world is your course. Drive on.
Aaron Garcia looking on, the quarterback for New Jersey, just threw a 14-yard strike to Larry Ray Willis. And New Jersey on the board trailing 14-7 with 13:34 to play in the first half. Viditek to kick off. And LaFrance waited for it, but it snuck underneath one of the bars, and so the ball we placed at the 5, first and 5 for Tampa Bay. Let's check in with Carl Reuter.
Matt Marty still working on the left leg of Larry Ray Willis. Training staff working on him. Should be back. I've been told that is a cramp in the hamstring area. Larry Ray has winced with some pain, but he says he will be back in there. Be interesting to watch, see what kind of movement he has, especially laterally with that cramp in the hamstring. Back upstairs.
All right, Carl, thanks. Willis, 3 catches for 54 yards. 7 plays, 45 yards, the scoring drive for the Red Dogs. It took 4:22, moving from the first into the second quarters. And a flag thrown on the play. Robert Stewart out of your alma mater, Alabama. A little over anxious.
Before the snap, approach the defense, 77. 3-yard penalty. Matt, you really want to get your coach hot. You're lined up right over the ball's right underneath your nose, and you jump off side.
3rd year for Stewart in the AFL, and that's his coach, John Huffnagel. You mentioned John playing in the CFL. He also was a very successful coach in the Canadian Football League. Prior to coming to New Jersey, he was the head coach in Calgary for 7 years. 1st and 7, Willis going for it all, has LaFrance, touchdown!
How quick it happened.
.42 yards from Willis to LaFrance. And just that quickly, Tampa Bay counters the New Jersey score.
Willis goes back. He delivers the pass. George LaFrance. beats the coverage into the score.
An official timeout has been taken for an equipment adjustment. George LaFrance's 10th year in the AFL came into tonight's game with 1,006 points, second on the all-time list. And 6 more there.
Second reception tonight for 52 yards.
42 coming on the touchdown. Nitmo's extra point is good. And Tampa Bay once again leading by 14. There's 12-17 to play here in the first half. Giddy up, George LaFrance. We'll be back with more after this.
Remember when your bike looked cool? You never imagined that it could get any better. Now imagine. V-Star Classic and V-Star Custom from Yamaha. Starting at just $55.99. Some stars are suddenly in your reach.
Available at Yamaha Ramsey, Route 17, Ramsey, New Jersey.
What? Did you hear?
You won.
No, really? I didn't know. I had no idea.
What? Pitney Bowes sells copiers.
No.
Yes, a full line of highly reliable analog to state-of-the-art digital color and network systems. Awarded the most outstanding copier line of 1997 by Byers Laboratories. Pitney Bowes is the right smart copier for your office.
I don't believe it.
Believe it. Pitney Bowes copiers. The smart choice.
Well, the New Jersey Red Dogs have attracted quite a bit of a fan following in their second year, and that fan a little disappointed. Let's take a look at one of the Red Dog cheerleaders. She's a little disappointed, too. Her club's down 1-7. Off the kickoff. There's Rutherford. Almost lost it as he bobbled it, crossing the 10-yard line. Gets to the 13. As Andre Bowden made the tackle, he was in among a group on Lunsford. Bowden so far has made his name known in this game. Bowden was named the AFL Iron Man of the Week in Week 1. He had 3 sacks, 6 tackles, and 2 assists. And so far, trying to get his second AFL Iron Man award. Long pass, touchdown, Larry Ray Willis. Well, you know, I'm glad we're seeing some of this, Marty, because we promised in our open that this is a high-scoring game. These teams averaging 50 points, nearly 50 points a game each. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they beat it up.
But the offensive line just did a tremendous job right there. Aaron Garcia goes back. No pressure by Tampa Bay. Larry Ray Willis beats the coverage. You score, I score.
37 yards on the play. And New Jersey with a chance to move back within 7. And Viditic is good with the extra point try. And before the snap by Stanovich, he got pushed over by Terry Buford. Aaron Garcia congratulating the line for giving him time. That's one of the keys. Give a quarterback time in this league, and he'll generally be able to find one of his receivers. So we try it again. Clean snap, and the clean kick. And so with 11:05 to play in the first half, it's now 21-14, Tampa Bay on top. And let's take a look at Larry Ray Willis on an isolation.
It's just a slant. Right to the middle of the field. He beats the coverage. Perfect pass. Tracy Perkins, number 24, the cornerback, looking for inside support. There is none. And again, the touchdown.
Perkins, one of the outstanding defensive backs in this league last year, set a league record with 12 interceptions. And Larry Ray Willis, who prior to catching that touchdown pass, was being worked on a cramp. Back having his cramp attended to, but so far so good. Big night, 6 catches, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Well, the one thing they have to do is keep them stretched out. You don't want that hamstring to tighten up. You don't want it to pull. You know, you're 11 minutes till halftime. You go in there, get some heat on it, put him back in there, let him score a touchdown, take him back out, stretch it.
LaFrance plays it off the netting. And LaFrance motors his way up to the 14-yard line. Well, we hope you like what you've seen thus far. We have 3 more games of the New Jersey Red Dogs coming your way this season on Fox Sports New York. Our next game will be June 14th when the San Jose SaberCats come to the Continental Airlines Arena for a 4 o'clock affair. Peter Tom Willis, 4 for 4 this evening, 96 yards, has thrown 2 touchdowns.
Willie Gaston, number 22. Little penalty on him for holding.
Held up Stevie Thomas. And the flag was thrown. We have a little conference going on as John Huffnagel, the head coach, looks on.
Pass interference, 22 defense, 8-yard penalty, automatic first down.
8 yards. Left side of your screen, watch Willie Gaston up there at the top, wrapping up the receiver.
Another graduate of
Alabama.
Alabama. Roll Tide.
May have to go down there at halftime and talk to him, man.
And Stewart.
Both of them had penalties tonight.
What are they teaching down there? Double box, focusing in the lower left on George LaFrance. Little pitch out to Les Farley, and Farley rumbled up near midfield. Farley, 30 years old, from Winston-Salem State, owns 2 video stores called, appropriately enough, Farley Video.
6'2", 220 pounds.
And last week went over the 1,000-yard mark for the first time anyone in AFL history with 1,000 career rushing yards. And when you consider that teams average, anywhere from 16 to 19 yards per game, it's a lot of hard work to get up over 1,000.
And a lot of years.
Willis steps up underneath the pressure and throws it short. Intended receiver Stevie Thomas, covered by Gaston.
You really can take a good quarterback and make him look average with the pass rush. Right there, the Red Dogs come. Peter Tom Willis has to step up into the pocket. Pass goes incomplete.
Willis played collegiately at Florida State, an All-American there under Bobby Bowden. As we mentioned earlier, played in the NFL, was out of football for a couple of years before hooking up with the AFL.
Willis throws it a little bit too early. LaFrance still in his pass pattern. Breaks it outside. Ball's overthrown.
So it'll be 4th and 7 from midfield. Clock continues to roll. 8.5 minutes to play in the first half.
Nitmo out for a field goal attempt.
Nitmo 4 for 8 in field goal tries. He had a team record 3 last week. This one is good. And so with 8:08 to play in the first half, the Storm have moved up by 10 at 24-14.
You know, Matt, you got to be pretty accurate right there.
Well, we should point out that the uprights clearly are different from what most people are used to. Well, as we take a look at it, we'll tell you that the width is only 9 feet, not the 18 that the NFL plays with.
And he was 40 yards out, right down the middle.
9 feet wide, 15 feet high. The NFL 18 feet and 1/2 inch, I should say, and crossbar at 10 feet high. There you go. High and narrow. Red Dog cheerleaders trying to get the fans back into this. They're a little quiet now. Holmes down by 10. Nismo's kick handled by Lunsford. Looks back to the end line and now moves out across the 5. Willie Gaston stood up Les Farley for a moment. And now behind the play, 2 players have come flying over the boards on the near side. Ah, there they go. Samuels for Tampa Bay, number 22. And A.J. Jenkins, number 75 for New Jersey.
Watch Willie Gaston, number 22, coming down the field. And Barley, number 46. Oh, what a collision there is.
Ball at the 6, 1st and 10.
Like 18!
Quick drop, incomplete. Ashley had it for a moment. Couldn't handle the bullet from Garcia. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Alvin Ashley goes out, breaks off his pattern 5 yards. Aaron Garcia delivers a perfect strike. Can't make the reception.
You bump game and take it outside with me. Left. Be right, X loop. Bump on red, ready?
Garcia 7 for 13 tonight, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. The interception led to a Tampa Bay touchdown. From the end zone. Flag thrown. Ashley couldn't hold on to it along the side board. In fact, 2 flags thrown.
I believe they're going to get number 6, Alvin Ashley, for pushing off offensive pass interference.
Wes Fritz, the official. You take a look at Ashley. Fritz, the referee tonight. Ashley has an interesting position, or superstition, or we can call it what you will.
Pass interference, 42 offense. Half the distance, lost it down, 3rd down.
Well, it wasn't called on Ashley. Instead, it was called on Damon Thomas. As we look at number 42, and then he got caught for the offensive interference. Anyway, getting back to Ashley, he and Lunsford share a Hostess apple pie before each and every game.
A big one? 10 in?
I know. I didn't just want a little.
That's a big pie, man.
A little pocket size. Sack is Garcia, and it'll be a safety. He got the ball off, but after he was in the grasp and brought down, Steve Houghton came charging through number 52 and brought Garcia down. And Tampa Bay, on the safety, has increased its lead.
Again, here comes the pressure by Tampa Bay. Steve Houghton right up the middle over Stewart. 6'3", 265 pounds in for the sack. And here it is, the safety sign. Oh, woo!
Houghton is 6th year in the AFL. And it's now 26-14. 6:23 to play in the first half. And the ball will now go over to Tampa Bay, so a chance for the Storm to break things open a bit here in the second quarter. Keep in mind that points do come rather quickly in this league. Also keep in mind that last year, the initial meeting between these two teams, Tampa led 28-27 at the half. They were outscored 17-0 in the second half. New Jersey went on to the 44-28 victory. Six under the crossbar, and the ball will be brought out to the 5-yard line. Must be an interesting feeling as you wait patiently for it to come off the net, and it sneaks under the crossbar, I looked at George LaFrance there a moment ago. Disappointed, like,
well, I think you're somewhat disappointed, but then you look up and realize that the Red Dogs are coming down full speed. If you do catch it, then you have to time it off the net, and then you have to run with it. This way you just get the ball on the 5.
So maybe he was looking up saying, thank God. From the 5, Willis. For LaFrance, flag on the play. Pass is caught at the 15. Lunsford and Ashley, the Hostess apple pie tandem, on the cover.
Tampa Bay is now getting in a pattern. They're putting LaFrance in motion. Decline. Weather.
Let's just make sure it's declined, says Wes Fritz. He assumed that it was at the first down. It seems to make sense. It's an 8-yard penalty.
Pass interference, defense, 8-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Now, why would you?
Watch LaFrance, though. He comes in motion. He's going to get the defensive back backpedaling. They're looking for him deep. He breaks it off. Here's Ashley right there. Falls over him. Pass interference. First down.
I thought initially it was a first down on the reception. It was second down. So you take the 8-yard penalty. It's an automatic first down. You lose yardage, but you gain the down. As we get moving on the play. Just to go back to it, the interference was called near the 15. Initially, I thought it was at or across the 15, which would have been a first down. So why take the penalty for losing yardage? But it would have been second down and short at the 15. Marked them, elected to take the penalty,
ball on the 16.
and the automatic first down. Lost some yards, which is not as critical in the 50-yard field. That's the first down.
I believe it.
All right. 6 penalties, though, this evening for New Jersey. That was a big problem for them last year. They cut down on it somewhat this year, but hurt by it tonight as LaFrance outraces Lunsford. And Tampa Bay extends the lead.
Red Dogs are going to have to do something to control LaFrance. He's coming in motion off the line of scrimmage. Sometimes he stops. If he does stop at the line of scrimmage, the Red Dogs jump offside. When he comes off, he's coming off freely, full head of speed, and then right to the corner. Willis is going to lead him. LaFrance wide open again for a touchdown. 34 yards on the reception.
Big night thus far for George LaFrance. Nitmo for the extra point try. Willis will hold. Good job by Willis handling the high snap, and Nitmo puts it through. And so the Storm lead now 33-14.
Watch Lunsford. He's number 3. He's got to cover him, but watch LaFrance. Full head of speed, blows right by him. There's the pass, there's the reception, and there's another score.
Nice job by Willis and LaFrance. And so Tampa Bay has scored the last 12 points. A safety, a field goal, and a touchdown. And they lead by a score of 33-14. Carl Reuter is with us tonight. Will be with us throughout our 4-game coverage. Let's check in with him downstairs. Carl.
Matt, Marty, you're looking at George LaFrance just coming off that field following that last touchdown bomb that he hauled in. Boy, did he get quite a rug burn on that left knee, and they are working on it right now. And I said, but George, isn't it all worth it? You scored the touchdown. He looked at me and goes, back upstairs.
Lunsford with the return. And he is hogtied at the 10-yard line. Houghton with the tackle on the play. Houghton, the man who recorded the safety by sacking Aaron Garcia earlier in this quarter.
That's one thing you have to love about arena football. You see the guys on offense, then you see them on defense. Now they're on special teams. Good old-fashioned football, Matt. You're out there the whole game.
So the Red Dogs in comeback mode, trailing by 19. Garcia airs it out. Too far on the play. Damon Thomas, the intended receiver, a flag thrown at about midfield. And so the clock stops with 4:04 to play.
Garcia's got to scramble a little bit back there. Then he gets leveled by number 22, Lawrence Samuels.
Illegal chuck. 21 defense. 3-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Wayne Williams called for the penalty. And so first down for New Jersey. Checking out our double box. Ashley isolated. Now the long pass for Willis. Touchdown! It's the Willis and LaFrance show. As Willis with his third touchdown reception of the night. And it's now 33-20.
I believe it's the Willis and Willis show. This time it's Larry Ray. Watch Garcia. Little pressure by Tampa Bay. Scrambled up. There's Larry Ray in the end zone for another score. He's in. Score.
Cramp and all. Larry Ray Willis with his third touchdown catch, coming on the heels of his 5 TD reception performance last week. The extra point is good. And the Red Dogs creep within 12. 37 yards on the Garcia-Willis connection. $54 points have been put up on the board in the first half. And there's still 3 minutes to play. Willis in his second year in the AFL. Plays college ball at Fresno State. 54 points in the game, 40 of them coming here in the second quarter. Well, these are the two big-time receivers. Willis now with 7 catches and 3 touchdowns. George LaFrance on your left, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns, a total of 76 yards.
But Matt, you just said there's 3 minutes to play, and Tampa Bay will get the ball again.
That's why I didn't even look at it.
LaFrance back to take the kickoff from Viditic. Line drive. Bounces. LaFrance handles it. Has the lane. And upended as he crosses the 15. One-arm tackle by Tyler Young. Otherwise, LaFrance would have had much more. Young, number 67, keeping LaFrance somewhat contained. Young, 6'4", 280 pounds, out of Pittsburgh. Third year in the league. Plenty of time left for Peter Tom Willis and his crew. LaFrance moves in motion. We're allowed to do that in this league. Willis going for it all once again, too far for Samuels. Caught a touchdown pass back in the first quarter. Second down and 10. Clock now under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Stay with us for our halftime report. We'll check in live in both locker rooms. See what's going on at the half. As LaFrance is open again, touchdown! How many times are they going to run that play? As many times as they can, because it's worked all night.
This time LaFrance comes in motion. He goes like he's going to run a post pattern. Turns Lunsford in a 360. Goes back to the opposite corner. And guess what? Touchdown!
Viva LaFrance, 32 yards on the bat.
Top of your screen, left side. He goes in, he goes out. There's the pass. Look at the reception. Great concentration over the shoulder.
Wow. Well, now we know why he came into the game as the second leading scorer all time in this league. He's put in a lot of time in his 10th year. He's got some wheels. Vitmo, good on the extra point. Well, Tampa Bay came into this game averaging just a little over 49 points.
Well, we got two receivers. Both have a little bruise. You know, he's got the turf burn. Larry Ray has the cramp, and they keep alternating who's going to score. See how he turns them in, then he turns them out. Rutherford had to do a 360. Too late.
And the touchdown. So that's clearly an adjustment that New Jersey is going to have to make. They've got to get Lunsford some help back there.
Or stop him at the line of scrimmage. Come up there. Easiest way to do it, Matt. Try to get more pressure on the quarterback. You got to push that pocket back.
Coming up Tuesday night. Sorry, Marty.
No, Tom Willis is just sitting back there.
Has plenty of time, does Tom Willis. One minute left in the first half. Line drive off this screen. Ashley cuts back to his left and then brought down as he crosses the 10-yard line. Well, I mentioned Tuesday night. That's the next time the Mets return to Fox Sports New York. They head into Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. It all begins with our 30-minute pregame show. Mets game time at 6:30. And at 7, Mike Piazza leads the Mets against Tony Womack and the Pirates. Mets baseball, Tuesday night right here on Fox Sports New York. Quick hitter here. Willis along the sideline. Pushed out of bounds. Antoine Wortham on the coverage. Clock stops under a minute to play in the first half. Second and 3. Twin receivers. To Garcia's left. Can't handle a snap. It's loose. It looks like Tampa Bay has it. They do. On the turnover. Bad exchange from center. And Tampa Bay with a big break, and John Huffnagel can't believe it.
The last thing you want to do, you're down by 19, less than a minute to go before halftime. Don't turn the ball over. Garcia's going to pull away from the center just a little bit too early. Doesn't get control of the ball. Can't find the handle on it. Tampa Bay makes the recovery. And again, number 22, Lawrence Samuels.
Samuels with an interception now and a fumble recovery this evening.
And a touchdown.
And a touchdown, which came immediately following his interception. On the ground. Both down to the 12. Remains inbound. Clock running under 40 seconds to play. First half action. Garcia on the sideline. Just moments ago couldn't handle this center snap. And Tampa Bay with a chance here to add to their 19-point lead. LaFrance puts it into gear. Overthrown in the corner of the end zone for Samuel. And the clock stops with 11.6 seconds to play in the first half.
LaFrance was wide open, tiptoeing on the end zone.
So Tim Markham, the head coach, gives the play to Tom Willis. Kind of like the idea that the coaches are out on the field. Marty's not so sure about that.
I'm not too sure. You know, it's starting to change. You might have to try to block one of them.
Knocked away at the last moment. Good defense on the part of Adrian Rutherford. Stevie Thomas, the intended receiver, a flag thrown on the play. The preliminary indication is holding on Tampa Bay. You know, I guess depending on the personality of the coach, he could become a target on that. Never mind blocking it.
But it could be, you know, it just could happen out there that you're running that way and he gets in the way.
Penalty is declined. That makes it 4th down and 5.
Well, let's go back on Tampa Bay. Rutherford over the top, knocks that arm down.
Well, Markham now wants to call a timeout. 6.3 seconds remaining. The Storm lead 40-21.
Markham's going to throw his field goal unit out there.
While we have a chance, let's remind all fight fans that next Saturday, the heavyweight championship of the world returns to Madison Square Garden. The real deal, Evander Holyfield set to defend his heavyweight title against 6'7" giant Henry Akinwande. Tickets to the June 6th heavyweight championship of the world, Holyfield Akinwande, are on sale now at the Garden box office and all tickets are outlets.
Should be a good one. 6'7", that's a big target.
Have you seen some of the promotions they've had, the video promotions where Akinwande comes up behind Holyfield? It's frightening how much bigger he is. Nitmo for his second field goal try of the night. He's 1 for 1. It is up and good. So with just seconds remaining in the first half, Tampa Bay now leads 43-21. A 27-yard field goal by Bjorn Nitmo, his second of the night. And a big-time lead by the Storm. And not only does New Jersey have to come back from a 22-point deficit, they also have to do it against one of the best defensive teams in the league. In fact, #1 overall in yards allowed per game and #1 in scoring defense. So tough task tonight for John Huffnagel and his crew. But there is a second half to play. And you know, they'll make some adjustments.
And 5 out of their last 6 opponents, they've held them to less than 35 points. So the Red Dogs are definitely going to have to make some adjustments at halftime.
Lunsford at the 6. As the horn sounds, play still alive. Tries the lateral, is successful, but nothing works as Xavier Brown got his hand on the ball at the final moment. At any rate, the point is it's 43-21 at the half, and Tampa Bay goes in to the locker room feeling comfortable with the lead of 22, and they did it with a big-time explosion in the second quarter as they lead comfortably here at the half. George LaFrance, the big story is he hooks up the 3 long touchdown passes from Peter Tom Willis. So Tim Markham obviously has to be happy as his team has gotten out to this big lead. Right now, the Tampa Bay head coach is with Carl Reuter.
All right, Matt, with Tim Markham, the coach of Tampa Bay, boy, you pretty much doubled them up here, leading 43-21.
I learned a long time ago, you're never too far ahead, you're never too far behind in this game. Anything can happen. We had a good half. We just have to keep the pressure on. We made some turnovers. That's the key of the game. Turn the ball over.
You still go to George LaFrance, who's really killing the secondary there.
He's been able to get open, and as long as he does that, we'll continue to do it.
All right, Coach, best of luck in the second half. So, Tim Markham able to answer the question before I even got it out. He knows he's been around this game a long, long time, and there's still a whole second half to play. Now, speaking about halftime, we've got a whole lot coming up. We're going to try to get into both locker rooms. We'll have the AFL FYI report. We'll have stats, we'll have highlights, and a whole lot more. So come on back to the Continental Airlines Arena. Right now, we're at halftime, and it's 43-21, Tampa Bay.
The New Jersey
Red Dogs, joined by the Red Dogs, Alvin Ashley. And Alvin, a very tough half, not only for yourself, but for the team. You had a couple of drops there. The team pretty much not doing the job defensively, and it keeps you guys up. What do you have to do now to turn it around in the second half?
Well, I just think it's, it's mental. He wasn't into it mentally, and we need to get into it mentally. Anything can happen in arena football. It's never over. We shut those guys out last year, and, we're going to come back out and do it again this half. We're just going out there, sucking it up and playing the best that we can. Like I said, we had some breakdowns, but we just got to straighten those up.
Thanks for the time. Good luck second half.
All right, thanks.
That's Alvin Ashley. We go back upstairs to ML Squared.
All right, Carl, thank you very much. That would be Matt Lodwin and Marty Lyons. And let's take a look at some highlights of this up-and-down affair.
And the Red Dogs are going to get on the board. Willis from Garcia in for the score. Tampa Bay. LaFrance from Willis. 42 yards. Back to the Red Dogs. It's Willis from Garcia, 37 yards. LaFrance back in the action for Tampa Bay from Willis, 34 yards. And the score.
Anything you can do?
I can do better. There's another Willis on the Red Dogs, 37 yards from Garcia for the score. And LaFrance one more time for Tampa Bay.
As he's had a big
32 yards from Willis for the score.
touchdown. And so it was a big first half indeed for Tampa Bay. As you take a look at the game summary, Peter Tom Willis, 7 for 12. 3 of those completions going to LaFrance on touchdown plays. Garcia pretty good at 9 for 15. Willis with 8 catches, 3 touchdowns, but penalties hurting the Red Dogs.
Penalties hurt the Red Dogs, and also pressure by the Tampa Bay Storm on Aaron Garcia.
All right, now we talked about it at half. George LaFrance makes the decision whether he's going to go inside or outside on those post patterns. So how do you defend that?
You really don't. You have to get pressure on the quarterback. What LaFrance is doing is he comes in motion, he reads the defensive back and his position. If he can get the inside, he takes it. Inside, he makes the movement inside, cuts it back outside. Then Peter Tom Willis has to read his cut. It's been working the first half.
Ball bounced around as the second half is underway, and a flag thrown on the play. We heard Alvin Ashley at half talk about the comeback last year, saying they outscored, they shut them out in the second half. Indeed, they did outscore Tampa Bay 17-0 last year. Did New Jersey to rally from a halftime deficit, but it was only a 1-point deficit. Here they start the second half.
On the return, number 3 with a hold. After distance from the spot of the foul, first down.
But they're going to break the start.
And you also heard Alvin Ashley say that a lot of it was mental. Alvin Ashley, no receptions in the first half. Couple of drops.
So the ball marked after 1. First and 10, first possession of the second half for the Tampa Bay Storm. Looping one out, but a little too far for Stevie Thomas.
George LaFrance is going to go back there and have a good, long conversation with Peter Thomas.
And say, I was open.
I was wide open again.
Thomas caught one pass in the first half for 25 yards. LaFrance, the leading receiver, 3 catches for 108 yards. As we isolate George LaFrance, wide open is Thomas. Cuts inside out across midfield. Well, you see on that play that a lot of attention defensively was paid to LaFrance, and understandably so. It left Thomas wide open.
Again, LaFrance comes off. He's going to break it in into the inside. Thomas wide open outside. Picks up the first down. Wide wide open out in the flat. Stevie Thomas, number 20.
So first and 10 for the Storm. Just underway here in the third quarter. Off the handoff. Didn't fool anyone.
Robert Stewart, number 77, from the nose guard position, makes the stop.
Brian Smith also in on the play. So second down and 11 for Tampa Bay. Brian Smith, number 90, third year in the league, 6'5", 265-pounder out of Rhode Island. Played his first year in the AFL with Iowa. They went to the Arena Bowl and lost to Tampa Bay.
Really a solid ball player for the Red Dogs.
Completed inside the 20-yard line. Stevie Thomas. Willie Gaston on the coverage. Short of a first down. Third down and 5.
Stevie Thomas runs out, breaks it off at 5 yards. Good closing ability by Willie Gaston.
Ricky Foggy, the backup quarterback for New Jersey, warming up on the sideline. Perhaps we'll see a change here at the start of the second half for New Jersey. Garcia on the sideline, supporting his team, but may not be on the field to start the second half. They go for Thomas again. Gaston on the coverage. So it'll be fourth down and 5 as we check in with Carl.
Matt, you've got some insight. I believe Aaron Garcia will be right where he is right now, cheering the team on in the second half, or at least at the start. Just spoke to Ricky Foggy, warming up on the sideline. He will start the first series here in the third quarter for New Jersey. I went over to Aaron Garcia. I said, what did Coach Humpdale say? Why is he doing this? Why the change? He said, because we need that, just that, a change. We need to make something happen, and they're going to go with Foggy to start it out. Back upstairs.
Good response from a team player.
Field goal try here for Nitmo. Off the side of the net. First miss on a field goal drive. And Ashley, or pick at Lunsford, was leveled at the goal line as he takes the bouncing ball. So Nitmo now 2 for 3 on the field goal drive. And New Jersey will have the ball, and Ricky Foggy will come out to try to jumpstart the offense. Foggy has seen action just one game this year. That was back in week 3 against Nashville. He went 5 for 8 for 90 yards. That includes a 30-yard touchdown.
Okay? What do you want to go with? Tampa? Yeah, outside ball.
John Humpnagle showing a great deal of confidence in Foggy right there, asking him, what do you want to go with?
Well, Foggy's experience, only 30 years in the league, but had a very fine career in the Canadian Football League. Overthrows Willis on his first attempt.
Yes, a little outside.
So it'll be second down and 10 from the 5.
Had a lot of zip on that ball.
Foggy last year for New Jersey stepped in when Garcia went out with a broken collarbone. Garcia missed 8 games. Foggy stepped in and really helped him quite a bit until Garcia could come back. Well, we've seen one effect of the new quarterback, a little change in cadence. And Tampa Bay jumping across, and that'll be a 3-yard penalty. Make it second down and 7.
Snap. Encroachment. 55 defense. 3-yard penalty. It remains second down.
Let's listen to this hard count by Ricky Foggy.
Under pressure, Foggy sacks the ball is loose. And Tampa Bay has fallen on it for a touchdown. Les Farley recovering the fumble in the end zone.
Les Farley also caused him the sack.
And so now it's 49-21. And the Bean quarterback does not have the desired effect.
Watch Farley comes off the corner right there. It's the sack, the awareness to know that it is a fumble. Recovers it for the score.
Well, what we have seen is one of the strengths of Tampa Bay. I mean, overall, defensive is very good, but the line puts an awful lot of pressure on the quarterback. And when you're under pressure, as the extra point is drilled through by Nitmo, you can be in for a long night. And that's been the case for New Jersey thus far. They've got time to straighten it out, but if they don't, well, it'll be an even longer night. They're down big time here in the third.
Remember when your bike looked cool? You never imagined that it could get any better. Now, V-Star Classic and V-Star Custom from Yamaha. Starting at just $55.99. Some stars are suddenly in your reach.
Available at Circuit Sport Yamaha, 46, Lodi, New Jersey.
Yeah, baby. My job, let's just say I dabble in the market. Your number? Oh, if you insist. Oh, yes, I have been working out. Did you tell? Hey, where's mine?
Coffee Coolada from Dunkin' Donuts. Coffee, just this side of frozen.
Now joined by a guy who might have to make a couple of saves for these Red Dogs, these Devils, Martin Brodeur. Marty, what brings you out here tonight?
Well, I mean, it was funny. I just asked one of my friends. They helped me out to get tickets because of the Red Dogs. I'd like to bring my kids. You know, Anthony loves all the sports, and I wanted to see him, make him see some football. And I ended up here tonight. It was a lot of fun so far.
On the serious side, you guys really thought that you'd be playing in this building this time of year.
Exactly. I mean, it's a tough point to see the other guys playing now, you know, seeing all the upset, and nobody expected these two teams to be in this conference finals, but the hockey goes, you know, what are you going to do?
Before I throw it back up to Matt Laughlin and Marty Lyons, pick a winner right here in the Stanley Cup.
I think Detroit, but my heart's with Dallas, though.
Oh, yeah?
Sean Chambers was my roommate for 2 years, and I want him to get another Stanley Cup.
All right, well, you got a couple of fans here. I think you're not going to get out of here without signing some autographs. Thanks for spending some time with us.
It's all right. It was a lot of fun. Thanks.
All right, that's Martin Brodeur. Back upstairs. Matt?
All right, Carl, thanks. The Devils, of course, Stanley Cup winners in '95. Upset in the first round this year by Ottawa. New coach, Robbie Fatorik in charge. As long as they have Martin Brodeur in net, I think they'll be pretty solid around here for quite some time. Really good guy, too. Lunsford from the back end of the end zone. It's loose! Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Back-to-back fumbles, back-to-back touchdown. And the route is on. Al Boyd Mays diving through the air to pick up the loose ball on the play. A member of the Storm shaken up physically and emotionally. John Huffnagel shaken up. He has seen it really come apart here in the early stages of the third.
Well, we talked about the team speed of Tampa Bay right there. Special teams coming up big.
Les Farley was down in on the play. He was the player down on the field. Got up finally.
Adrian Lunsford right there. He's going to fumble. Watch Mays. Up. Easy score.
If I did that, I'd feel it for the next 10 years. But Mays, with the fumble recovery in the end zone, and it's 56-21. The ecstasy and the agony of AFL action showing on the faces of Mays and Huffnagel. Wow. So Nitmo on for the extra point. And it is good. So back-to-back fumbles, back-to-back touchdowns. This one Recovered by Al Boyd Mays. In he goes for the score, and Tampa Bay is rolling.
Hear what?
No, really? I didn't know. I had no idea.
What? What?
Pitney Bowes sells copiers.
No.
Yes, a full line of highly reliable analog to state-of-the-art digital color and network systems. Awarded the most outstanding copier line of 1997 by Byers Laboratory. Pitney Bowes is the right smart copier for your office.
I don't believe it.
Believe it. Pitney Bowes copiers, the smart choice.
Well, those are not Tampa Bay fans celebrating the lead. That's Pete wearing number 21, and the woman who's jumping up and down receiving hugs in the striped shirt, his fiancée now, Jennifer. He just asked her to marry him, and she said sure. Everything happens at arena football. Points up and down on the field, and marriage proposals in the stands.
And a gift certificate for two.
Beautiful. Penalty thrown as the kick by Nitmo banged off the sideboard. Let's go back downstairs. Carl?
Matt, I was just talking to Tim Markham, the guy that is crossing the field right now with his team with this enormous lead. And I said, do you want to take back what you said at halftime before I was able to ask you the question about worrying about a second half? He said, you know what? It's just great coaching. And then I said to him, so just another day at the beach, coach? And he said, hey, let me tell you something. You need games like this, believe me. You don't want to be in a dogfight every game. Right now, Matt and Marty, he's not in a dogfight. He's way out in front.
Oh, way out in front, indeed. 57-21, and John Huffnagel is trying to do what at this point besides keep his motions in check?
I think he's trying to grab that, emotion inside. Don't be frustrated. Try to give your team an opportunity. You know what? Build your respect back.
So you work at it slowly. Let's not let it get out of hand. Let's get out of work.
Don't explode. See, as we go down, he goes to break it off. Here comes the defender. Good break on the ball.
Ricky Foggy, if you just joined us, started the second half at quarterback, replacing Aaron Garcia. Fumbled on the first possession. This time completes the pass to Stanovich. And the freight train goes rolling along the sideline, and now emotions break out. A flag thrown on the play. Stanovich gets ahead of steam and get out of the way.
Tracy Perkins, number 24, came over there for the Storm. Delivered a pretty good blow, though.
Stanovich with one reception in the first half, and now his second of the night here. 6'3", 270 pounds.
That's what you like to see, If there's going to be a little pushing back and forth, have them all set. Watch Perkins, though, number 24. He's not going to back up, giving up about 75 pounds right there. Pow! Into the boards. Can't get the big guy down, though. Here's Ashley come in. Tries to hit number 3, Johnny Harris.
First and 10, ball at the 20. 7:08 to play in the third quarter. Foggy's pitch. Grabbed by Chris Pope, who saw his first action in his rookie season last week. So, second game for the rookie out of Central Arkansas.
Let's go. Hey, Rick, get in the huddle. Let's go. Get in the huddle.
Well, obviously, Huffnagel not happy. And when your team is down by 30 36, you'll find a lot of little things to pick
Well,
on.
I'm sure he's disappointed that his team is losing, but you don't want to give away points. The last 14 points came by turnovers, both fumbles into the end zone.
Foggy pressured by Lynn Rowland, and the pass incomplete. Foggy now 1 for 4 for 10 yards. And the clock continues to run. 6 minutes now left in the third. Boy, this game turned so quickly. Little jump across the line by Tampa Bay.
But you know, Matt, in all due respect to Ricky Foggy, you know, you have to ask yourself why it changed.
It remains third down.
And Foggy comes in there, uses that hard count, Storm jumps offside. You know, you look at Garcia's numbers for the first half, 9 of 15, 149 yards, 3 TDs. Didn't really have a bad first half.
Team was down by 22, however, and maybe, you know, John was just looking for a little spark, maybe get us back in it, then we'll bring the other guy back in. You know, I don't know.
But right now, Ricky Foggy's in there. There's no continuity. There's no, you know, blend between, or the timing's completely off right there. He goes back, he sets himself, he throws the ball well over the receiver's head. Good look right now at Aaron Garcia.
Well, the mascot saying it is a dog-eat-dog world.
Pretty much. Or he's saying, just end it now and let's go home.
Crawling away, the mascot. And we get a flag. Well, Tim Markham has
his second
made his feelings known. That was the voice you heard in the
We have a
background.
sideline. Takes it on the head coach. 3-yard penalty. It remains first down.
If you're just joining, oh, there's Markham. Boy, he is upset. And another flag is thrown.
They're going to throw. They're going to throw this time.
Now, you're up 57-21, Tim. Come on, calm down. Unsportsmanlike call. Now, the official had asked him to move back.
Uh-oh. No, and he's not going to let off him either.
Now, Wes Fritz, the referee, will join the conversation. And there you see in the background, Carl Reuter. I'm sure we'll get a little update on what's going on along the sideline. Carl will give us the family version. He wanted it. He was daring him. Say, go ahead.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I dare you. Throw another flag.
I'm going to throw it.
Another unsportsmanlike call. And now the ball is down to the 1-yard line. Line judge Joe Reuter putting it all into the book.
Look at Carl. He's like, he's at the tennis match. Here it is. Do it. Go ahead. Don't throw another one. Yeah, throw it. But he's going to push him. Back up. That was the second one.
And now we have a flag for the snap. Well, you can't see that you're not getting your money's worth in one form or the other in terms of entertainment, although Markham, at this point, is a little out of control.
He really is, because this is not what you want to see at a football game.
No, I mean, you're up by 36 points, coach. Settle down. I realize you're in the Hall of Fame. He is in the AFL Hall of Fame. He's the all-time winningest coach in AFL history.
Oh, he's working it.
Penalty was on another flag thrown, and Boggy overthrew Larry Ray Willis.
Yeah, this game's getting out of control right now.
Andre both in the middle of it, in the thick of things.
And it's all started with Tim Markham, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Storm. You know, sometimes your team is only going to react to how you react. And right now, Tim Markham,
24 defense. Half the distance, first down.
got to compose himself over there on the sideline.
11 penalties now for Tampa Bay. What, 3?
3 on the head coach.
Man's pump, there's no question about that. Here's the handoff. And Pope is in. And Markham is still going crazy on the sideline. Now, you know, there's an awful lot of time left in this game. 57-27, extra point pending. We'll be curious to see how New Jersey reacts to all of
Yeah, but
this.
watch Pope. He's going to bounce it back outside. Great balance, good blocking out there by Larry Ray Willis. Pope's in for the score. Another flag
On Markham.
They're going to have to get rid of him.
At some point, you've got to send him out. This is his third unsportsmanlike
That's
penalty.
four.
Couple of warnings.
1 warning, 4 flags.
I mean, it's reached the point of being ridiculous. This is Markham's reaction to the touchdown.
Working the efficiency.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Joe Reuter is the line judge who is hearing and feeling the heat from Tim Markham. You think, Carl, maybe we can get a word with Tim right about now?
You know, they did warm up a little bit after halftime.
They did. They got to know each other a
Another
little bit.
day at the park.
And the extra point is good. The players have to be separated. I don't know if Carl will be able to speak with Tim Markham, but I think he's got a report. Carl.
Well, Matt, I've tried to get a hold of him, but he won't come over this way. He's talking with Wes Fritz. I have never seen a coach go ballistic as he did with Joe Reuter just now, mocking him to no end, riding him, no pun intended, to the bitter end here. And basically, it's that 5-yard rule. He's got to back up. I can't repeat 99% of the things that Markham was saying to not only Fritz, the referee, and Mr. Reuter here, the linesman, but I have never seen a coach go so ballistic when he's winning a football game by some 30-odd points. He was also given the warning. The next flag thrown on him, he is gone, as they say, back upstairs.
Well, we showed you earlier the rules differences between the AFL and the NFL, and I guess you get a huge amount of chances to get an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty before you're tossed, but my goodness. Wow.
Well, Carl's over there talking to him right now. Maybe they'll give us a little update.
Well, there is a game to be played. 3:33 left in this quarter, and a full fourth to follow. Ball goes out of the back of the end zone, and so Tampa Bay will have it 1st and 10 from the 5. Now, I went back to what New Jersey's reaction would be. You know, teams take cues from coaches, as you mentioned, Marty, but before we follow up at that point, let's go back to Carl. We did have a little chat with the coach.
Matt and Marty, it's not over. I was just talking to Coach Markham, and he kept saying that the reason they threw the flag was because he was only 2 yards away. Kept calling the unsportsmanlike on him, saying, you can't be 2, you've got to be 5. I'll tell you right now, these guys are not going to dinner after the game. And Markham, as you can see, is walking right in front of him, once again trying to mock him and really bait him into throwing that. Now, Wes Fritz coming over. Try to jump in on this conversation here. Oh, I think Fritz is talking more about the game itself, offensive and defensive specialists, but just keep an eye, Matt and Marty, on Markham. He's going to walk right in front of Reuter to try and bait him to throw this flag back upstairs.
Best thing for the game right now is to get rid of him. Send him into the locker room. Let him take a shower, cool down a little bit.
First and 10 from the 5. Willis with all the time in the world has his man. Wayne Williams along the sideline finally runs out of bounds at the 16, 29 yards on the pickup.
Nobody around Peter Tom Willis back there.
Second 34 yards on the pass and catch.
The end of the play, Wayne Williams, number 21, makes the reception over the shoulder. It's bumped out of bounds.
First and 10 from the 16. Flag on the play. Quick jump. And it's incomplete. Intended for Niall Wyron. 57-28. We've had 2 sets of fireworks. I guess 3 if you count the pregame introduction. Offensively, there's been fireworks. Coaching sideline decorum has also added a little firework action.
How about the play of Tampa Bay's defense?
Illegal formation offense, no tight end declared, decline, second down.
I mean, we still, have a little bit of time left in the third quarter, most of the entire fourth quarter. But you know what? Let's not take anything away from the performance of the players because their coach really hasn't shown the sportsmanship. This team has really had an outstanding 3 quarters so far.
Yeah, they shut down the Red Dogs. They've created turnovers. And LaFrance, who fell down on the pass route, has caught 3 touchdown passes from Peter Tom Willis. Little smile on the face of LaFrance. Yeah, saying my bad.
Every now and then you get stripped by that turf monster. There it is.
Lunsford on the coverage, as he has been on LaFrance all night long. So it's 3rd and 10. And LaFrance moves back to his own 23 to get a running start. Here he comes. Willis completes it. Fumble on the play, but Williams has it bounced right back to him.
This one's coming back, though. LaFrance, they're going to call him on a pick. They're going to crisscross down there, and LaFrance comes in and picks off one of the defenders. Illegal pick. Lock it down.
That's John Huffnagel in the background yelling, "Loss it down." Let's check out the replay.
Watch LaFrance comes over, picks off the defender right there, Hickson. Ten penalties this quarter.
And what was the number on the board? Do we figure on Marshall?
4th you count the warning. 3 in one series. That resulted in 9 yards for the Red Dogs.
So the penalties being marked off, the ball back to the 21. Nitmo on for a field goal try. Willis will hold. Nitmo 2 for 3 tonight. Longest made 40. This will be a 36-yard attempt.
Touchdown! Yeah.
Now, if he misses, you can return it off the net, but he takes care of business by splitting the uprights. And so it's now 60-28. Smile on the face of the former NFLer, Bjorn Nitmo. Well, this is the first of 4 telecasts here on Fox Sports New York involving the Red Dogs. Our next telecast comes your way Sunday, June 14th, when New Jersey's back in action hosting the San Jose SaberCats. We invite you to join us for live coverage beginning at 4 as New Jersey tries to put the fight on the Cats from San Jose. Red Dogs, SaberCats, Sunday, June 14th, right here on Fox Sports New York. Peter Tom Willis, second year in the AFL. 10 for 19, 229 yards, 4 touchdowns tonight, 25 on the season. By the way, if you're wondering the most points scored in a game by Tampa Bay, it's 69. They did it twice. In 1995 against Las Vegas and in 1996 against Arizona. They are 9 points away from doing that. The big return by Willie Gaston, who steps out of bounds at the 22-yard line. And Bjorn Nitmo getting a little physical along the sideline. And here comes Ricky Foggy. Aaron Garcia started the first half. Went 9 for 15 with 1 interception, 3 touchdowns for 149 yards. But Foggy started the second half, and he has had his problems. Fumbled on the first possession. It was recovered in the end zone for a touchdown by Tampa Bay. On the kickoff that followed, New Jersey fumbled. It was recovered in the end zone by Tampa Bay, and from that point, this game really got out of hand. 22-point halftime deficit New Jersey faced, but at that point, tacked on 14 more. And really, it's get ready for next week and try to work on some things. See what happens. The third quarter has come to an end. Long night for Aaron Garcia and his New Jersey teammates. We'll be back in the final 15 minutes. Between quarters, the halftime entertainment's been really enjoyable here. A little tug-of-war action with some tickets to an upcoming game. If you do come out to AFL action, you will have a lot of fun, a lot of scoring, and you can become part of the action. Write it down for a contest or two, and maybe, like we saw earlier, you bring your boyfriend or girlfriend. It might be a wedding proposal.
You might? But it is a great place to bring the kids out. The athletes are so cordial with them. They go up, they sign autographs. If a ball goes up into the stands, you get to keep it. It's really on-hand football.
Fourth quarter about to start. 2nd and 3. New Jersey trailing by 32. Against the team that only gives up 33 points a game. So, you can imagine that the comeback effort will have to be pretty immense indeed. Good fake by Foggy, has his man, it's Ashley. And will they get the comeback underway quickly in the fourth quarter as they score on the touchdown pass to Alvin Ashley. And so they creep a little closer.
They have a great play fake by Foggy. Watch this. He's going to tuck it in. Pull it out. Alvin, where have you been all night? Right down there in the end zone in for the score.
That's his first catch of the evening. It's a 21-yard catch for the score. Vidic on for the extra point. And it's good. And so a quick timeout here early in the fourth quarter. New Jersey hoping for the comeback of all comebacks.
Back on his feet.
You know, his bark is worse than his fight. And there's our Lyons score with New Jersey just jumping out, getting on the board here in the fourth quarter. And so they're down by 25, which seems like a ridiculous margin to have to rally from. But, you know, the ball just gets turned over a lot in terms of if you get a little defensive stop, you know, you got a shot.
There it is, Kurt.
You called for it, Marty, but in commercial. See, now you should have called for it when you come back. And people would have said, you are a tactician.
And you're into the game. As I was telling you during the break,
Absolutely.
would have been a key. Watch the onside kick. It's got to go to 10 yards. Somebody should have gone down there and blocked that guy right there from the storm. It would have made the recovery.
By the way, let me just go back a moment to a comment I made earlier. Just the genius that I am, defensive stop being key. Giving up 16 points in 3 quarters. I would say that
highly unlikely.
Well, I would say that you'd have to step it up a bit. The point being, it's possible, but you've got to stop them. And LaFrance crisscrossing on the play. Willis went inside. LaFrance went outside.
But LaFrance was open. Number 2, Hickson got a nice little bump at the line of scrimmage. Watch LaFrance, he comes in. Watch the bump by number 2, Hickson right there. Throws him off the pattern. He goes outside. Willis throws it inside.
Pierre Hickson out of Western Michigan University, 5th year in the league. LaFrance moves again. Willis fires a touchdown. Stevie Thomas. Well, and one thing New Jersey's not been able to do all night is come up with any defense. They have been porous, to say the least.
Xavier Brown just gets turned around right there. Stevie Thomas, number 20, left side of your screen, pushes the cornerback back, comes back for the ball, scores the touchdown.
4th catch of the night for Thomas, 2nd for a touchdown. Now the question is, will Tampa Bay set a scoring record? Mitko's extra point is good. That makes it 67-33, so they're 2 points away from a team record for points in a game. Stevie Thomas with a touchdown send down. Play in the 4th, and Tampa Bay well on its way to its 4th win of the year. New Jersey, with the loss, will fall to 2-3. Last year, New Jersey was 8-1 at the start of the season. Stumbled a little bit over the final 2 games of the regular season. Ended at 9-5, made it to the playoffs, but things have changed a bit here. Much different start. And you take a look at it, and they've given up a lot of points.
Tony Woods, number 77, in on the stop. I think last year, Don Huffnagle and his coaching staff did a great job early in the season, catching a lot of teams by surprise. A new franchise up here. Red Dogs come out, pretty explosive, a healthy team. Last part of the season, just too many injuries.
Woods hustles off. And we get an official timeout. But quickly, the clock starts again as Woods heads to the bench. Foggy, complete. Ashley spun around. Cross with 15.
Tell you what, when Foggy throws the ball, you better be ready to catch it. Ashley right there used his shoulder pads to bring it in. Number 3, Johnny Harris makes the stop.
Second down and 5. Flag throw. Will dump out to Pope, who's upended at the line of scrimmage. Stevie Thomas making the stop. I mentioned earlier that 69 points is the team record for the Tampa Bay Storm, the league record and team record for New Jersey. 91 points they scored last year, beating the Texas Terror by a score of 91-62. They scored 49 points in the second quarter.
And the Red Dogs now down 32 points. Larry Ray Willis started off very explosive for 3 quarters. Was out of the game.
Arizona this year leading the league in scoring at 16 points per game. Tampa and New Jersey, middle of the pack, 6th and 7th, respectively. Ashley went one way, and the ball went right into the hands of Johnny Harris. Interception. He returns it across the 20-yard line. Ashley cut to his right.
Little taunting right there by Harris. Take another look at it. Foggy's going to go back looking for Ashley. Ashley's going to break outside. The only guy inside is the defender, Johnny Harris, right there. Watch the end of the play. Little taunting. Harris takes it. Now he's going to go and try to give it back to Foggy.
Well, turnovers have played New Jersey tonight. 5. Tampa Bay has kept possession. Flag thrown on the play, and that brings it up to the 25. It's at least the 12th penalty. If it's called on Tampa Bay, at least the 12th. That's been called on the Storm. Holding is called on the Storm. Alvoid Mays, number 1, whistle for the infraction.
New quarterback in for Tampa Bay.
That's
Ryan Martin.
Out of Weber State. Saw his only action back on May 16th against Houston. He was 4 for 6 with a touchdown and an interception. Or check that, a touchdown, no interception. Martin completes it. Lawrence Samuel with the reception at the 22-yard line, make it the 23. Ryan Martin, a rookie, was a second-team All-Big Sky Conference performer in '94 at Weber State. Led Division I AA in passing offense per game until he suffered a shoulder injury that ended his season after 6 games. And tipped and nearly intercepted.
Hard play right there by Samuel. Ball tipped at the line of scrimmage. Martin goes back. Stewart's going to get a piece of it. Thomas comes over to make the interception, and watch his legs get cut out by Samuel. Nice play. Lawrence Samuel been everywhere tonight, number 22 for the Tampa Bay Storm.
Martin has time. Now he wants to run. And Martin has the first down to the 15-yard line.
Little crazy legs right there.
12-yard pickup on the play for 6'3", 210-pound Brian Martin.
Brian Martin doesn't want to make any mistakes. Nobody's open. Little scramble here, a little crazy legs inside, outside. Scramble, picks up the first down.
On 1st and 10, Martin waits for LaFrance. Fires it, hit, but caught for a touchdown. Samuels with the touchdown catch. And Lawrence Samuel struts his stuff here in East Rutherford.
Down the head, Huffnagel very disappointed tonight. Brian Martin goes back. He gets flushed out of the pocket. Good arm strength. Hickson gets a piece of it. Samuel's going to concentrate, make the reception and the touchdown.
Second touchdown of the night for Samuel. Second touchdown pass of the season for Martin.
73 points for the Storm.
team record for points scored in a game. Nitmo's extra point is good.
Make that 74.
You think the left leg's getting a little tired?
Not yet.
When you get closer to 100 points?
Another look at the touchdown. Watch Hicks at number 2 go up. Tips it. Number 22 makes the reception. Lawrence Samuels.
So a new team record for points. It was 69. On June 2nd, 1995 at Las Vegas, Tampa Bay rang up that many points, and they repeated that on July 27th, 1996 at home against Arizona. And they are 17 points away from tying the league record for most points in the game. And most of this crowd has headed to the exit. You know, the disappointing part from the New Jersey standpoint, I guess there are several, not the least of which is the fact that they are down so big. But this is their second home game. They've lost them both. And, you know, it's the second year of existence. You're building something here. The sport is getting, you know, getting its feelers out around the league. It's the 11th year it's been around the country, rather. You know, and the disappointment from the management side is that the fans did come out on a beautiful Saturday, but you weren't given a heck of a lot of reasons to come back. You know, when you're somewhat of a young franchise, Bjorn Nitmo makes the tackle. Come on, let me get down there and make a tackle. I'm a kicker for Pete's
But you know what, Matt? Let's look at the big picture tonight. First of all, they were outplayed. The defense of the Tampa Bay Storm outplayed them. And then besides being outplayed, they hurt themselves. Yeah. You know, back-to-back fumbles in the end zone. You're basically eliminating yourself. You fumble right before halftime. Tampa Bay gets a little bit of momentum. You know, the game just completely got away from them. They were outplayed, but then again, they hurt themselves.
Yeah. Foggy's pass. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage.
But again, look where Foggy is. He's on the ground. Your offensive lineman. Now this is when John Hufnagel can judge his team. You know, you're 39 points behind. The game is history. Now you're going to see what your team is made of. You're going to be able to judge the individual characters out there.
Coach in the lower left, just not a happy man. Nothing's gone right for his team. I would not be surprised to see a lot of changes made between now and next week.
Might even see practice after the game's over.
Seen that in some sports. Next week, the Red Dogs are at Orlando on the 8th of June, and then they come back home on the 14th of the game we'll have here on Fox Sports New York. Mike Milbury, the New York Islanders, conducted a post-game practice. It happened in Kansas City this year. Tony Musser, their manager, had his team go out, I believe it was during a rain delay, and had like 15 minutes of fundamentals.
Well, the one thing John Hufnagel knows, you win as a team and you lose as a team. As badly as he's feeling right now, those guys down there in those uniforms feel just as bad.
Yeah. Well, they were down 14-0 after one. They got within 21-14.
And sometimes, Matt, it's like a snowball. I remember playing for the Jets. You know, my rookie season, we went up to New England. We scored the first 3 points. We end up losing 56-3. That's a long afternoon.
That's a long day. Fumble picked up and returned by Samuels for a touchdown. Lawrence Samuels creeps in, sends it down to the turf.
Well, the one thing John Hufnagel now will look at is there's a lot of players out there, even though the game is way out of hand, they've quit on themselves, you're quitting on your team.
And that's why they're making some changes.
Again, watch the fumble. Watch the fumble. Nobody's going after it. Everybody's standing around. There's Hufnagel in the corner. Another look at it. Ball gets kicked around. 4 football right now.
And still more than 5 minutes to play. And with the extra point, it's 81 to 35.
This should be like a 50-point rule, you know? 50 points.
The largest margin of victory for Tampa Bay, 47 points. They beat Miami in 1995, 53-7. Right now the margin is 46.
But now, think of that if you're on Tampa Bay side, you know, you're thinking about maybe we can hit that 3-digit number.
You can certainly do it in this sport. No team has 91 being the most scored by any team. And interestingly enough, it was the 91 points scored by New Jersey last year that is the league standard. Albany, of course, has always been known as a high-scoring team. And now Tampa Bay moves up to 6th all-time with the 81 put up on the board tonight. And still 5:01 to play.
You think Tim Markham's going to go talk to that official and apologize? You know, all right, the game. We've pretty much got the game under control now. Maybe I should go over and tell him I'm sorry, you know?
Ball not returned. It'll come out to the 5. First and 10 from the 5.
There he is. He's walking up there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You think he thinks it's over?
Maybe.
At the half, the team was up by 22. He made it quite clear to our Carl Reuter that he's been through a lot. He's seen a lot. He's 54-year-old native of Snyder, Texas. And, you know, it's not over. You never have a big enough lead, but I have a funny feeling he thinks he's got a nice, comfortable advantage here. Quick hitter over the middle, complete. Xavier Brown out across the 20-yard line. Well, chance for Xavier Brown to show some stuff. You know, as difficult as it may be, some players can reach down and say, you know what? Hey, give me a chance.
Joe Morris, he's going to be a little frustrated right now.
Joe, the president of the Red Dogs. Here's Ashley. And he picks up a first down. Well, I'll tell you what. Public address announcer has not given up.
The enthusiasm is still here.
He's got that roll of those. Red Dogs, first down. Down back. Actually, the intended receiver.
Johnny Harris
out there. Yeah.
He hasn't given up either. Let's listen to Johnny Harris come in on this one. Daddy! Xavier Brown in for the score.
The X-Man comes through.
Sliding touchdown. Another look at it. Foggy to Brown. Slides down. He's up. The ball's down, and watch the X.
Extra point good. So it's 81-42, and we have 2:24 to play in this game. The quarterbacks commiserating with each other.
Another look at it. Xavier Brown cutting across the field, slides down, makes the reception. The spike. And now the trademark, the X.
Well, Todd Bosma is the public address announcer. You got to give him, we could give him our star of the game award for the fact that he's kept up his enthusiasm, his excitement throughout this game. Pumped every time the Red Dogs do something.
Little dancing right now, the YMCA.
Not a lot of spirit left in John Huffnagel tonight. No fun to be on the short end of a whooping like this. Standing out of bounds was Wayne Williams until the ball came out to the 5-yard line. Well, we promised high scoring action. But actually the Red Dogs are going to come close
to their season average.
They've got 42 points on the board, averaging a little over 48 coming in. So, boy, they have been shellacked.
Willie Gadsden.
The other side of the ball. Willie Gadsden coming up and making the hit on Stevie Thomas. Thomas out to the 12-yard line. Second down and 3. So it is back to the drawing board for the Red Dogs defense as they get ready for their game next week against Orlando. Again, we'll have a game on the 14th of June. Red Dogs in San Jose, 4 o'clock in the afternoon here on Fox Sports New York. Hope you will be able to join us.
Stevie Thomas on the reception, picked up another first down.
Casey Martin connecting on his last 2 passes. Martin came on here in the 4th quarter in place of Tom Goodhines. Let's take a look at Stevie Thomas, number 20, and Martin, the quarterback. One-minute warning given by Wes Fritz, the official. 60 seconds left in this evening's game.
And it couldn't have come any sooner for John Huffnagel. 1 minute to go.
Harry Carson, the ex-Giant great, one of the partners in the Red Dogs. Looking on, still has the competitive juices flowing from the business side of things now. And, well, he was a great player.
He's a great player, but one of the classiest individuals that I've ever had the opportunity to meet and build a friendship with.
South Carolina State. There's Joe Morris, former teammate with the Giants, crossing in front of the picture. Final seconds counting down. Ball kept on the ground. Les Barley, all-time leading rusher in AFL history, crosses midfield on what will be the final play of the night. Well, New Jersey was within 21-14. That was with 11:05 still to play in the first half. Clearly, it was all Tampa Bay from that point on. They led by 22 at the half. En route to this blowout win, 81-42 over the Red Dogs. Tim Markham and his club come up to New Jersey and come away with the win.